Hey, what's going on? This is Daly, and you're tuned in to The Biz with D.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for now tuning into The Biz with D on My First Flings Radio with your rock star on the mic, David Dwayne. And right now we have R&B, soul, pop singer Daly on the line with us. If you guys don't know who he is, man, I'm about to school you. He's going to school you right now. I mean, he's just a dope artist. How's it going, man?
Hey, man, I'm good. How are you?
Good. We're about to get ready to school down because you are seriously dope, and I've been trying to get you on the show for a while because, I mean, man, your tone is like...
Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate that.
No problem. I've never heard anybody with your tone at all, not even over here. Like, that is so dope.
Well, I guess that's a good thing then, right?
It is. It definitely is. So tell me what drove you to want to, get in the music industry besides having that great sounding voice that you have? Like, what inspired you about the music industry?
I wouldn't say there's a lot that inspires me about the music industry. I guess that's the part that inspires me the least, industry part, because, that's the business side of it. So I guess I never had a desire to be in the industry particularly, but to be an artist and to be, to make music is definitely the thing I'm passionate about. And I guess that just comes from a feeling that's very kind of always been with me throughout my life. Obviously, I've always been a singer. I've always been involved in music. And then, as I it was mainly when I started to find my feet as a songwriter, and learn how to express things through music, that it became something that was like, I have to follow this path. So I would say, I'd say that because it's that kind of expression, and that's just, the purity of that. It's something that I don't have anywhere else in my life. So I would say that's probably what inspired me the most.
Definitely. So now, pretty much music would be what you would do, if anything. There was nothing else that you wanted to do in life besides music, right then?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been a creative person, so I'm always been into sort of anything creative, like art, design, film, anything like that. So, and I've got a background in some kind of stuff like that as well. So I try and, even with the music, I do a lot of my own visuals and direct my videos.
Oh wow!
But I'd still be doing something creative, but music is definitely my main passion.
Right. So you definitely in the writing. Of course, you're doing the singing and you're doing the directing. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to kind of, if you've got a vision, I see it like that really. If you've got a vision and that incorporates the sound, the way things look, it's everything. So it's and I like to be involved in the whole process. So.
Definitely. Now, I know you have a single from Marsha and Rose, Alone Together. Tell me about, collaborating with her.
Marsha, I mean, she's someone who I, when she was in Floetry, obviously I was a fan, and I'd always known of her and thought she was great. We'd never met though. And then I happened to be in New York, doing some writing, and she was in New York, and we got management to hook it up, and we just literally, it was really kind of felt like a fluke at first because we'd never met. We got in, it could have been a disaster because you never know when you've never met someone before, but we just got in and we really connected, musically. So, and it just became a really special song. So probably one of my favorite songs that I've ever written. So, and she's obviously just, as a writer and a vocalist, she's just incredible. So it was a pleasure.
Definitely. You both definitely did your thing. You guys have to. I think you guys should do a tour together. I know you're gearing up for a tour, but I think when your the full-length album comes out, I think you guys should do a tour.
Yeah, I'd love to. I think the crazy thing is, we still, after all this time, we still haven't performed the song live together, on a stage, which is just. It's nearly happened a couple of times, and then something's always happened, and we haven't been able to do it, and we're both just we're dying to do it. So I mean, I know she has a show in London in December, I think, and I'll be back from the States then. So you never know, we may get together for that, but I definitely got to do it over in the States at some point.
True, or she's gonna pop up in a city for your tour, and y'all do the tour.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That's actually not a bad idea. I'll definitely holler at her and see what she's available. But you never know.
especially Philly and New York. Oh my gosh, like
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
always there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Now you have this dope new single out. It's called Look Up. Tell me about the concept and the direction that you wanted to go with this single particularly.
Well, the song is basically about the kind of feelings that you can have for someone that just transcend, like, they just transcend all of the kind of logic and the kind of obstacles that you come across in your day-to-day life. You know, so someone who's so special to you that, you know, even though you may always argue or it just seems like a really rocky path, and, you know, seems like maybe there are more bad times than good or something like that, but there's just that thing that always keeps you together, and is just, it's kind of bigger than all of the small stuff that happens, you know, day to day. And that's kind of what it's about, really, just, you know, telling someone that you know what the problems are, but, you know, you're always going to be there. And that's kind of what it's about. And the song's produced by Pharrell Williams, which is obviously a massive honor to work with him, because he's been someone whose music, you know, I grew up with his music, and, you know, he's just, you know, a very talented guy. So had the pleasure of making the song with him. And we just really wanted to make it something that felt gentle, you know, the emotion really came through, and yeah, so we just kind of took it back a little throwback in there, and there you go.
I dig it. I like it. Now, you mentioned the fact of, you know, the concept behind it. Have you ever found yourself in that kind of similar situation to what this song is about before?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, I try and write everything from experience, you know, so all those kind of feelings and stuff are things that, well, it's probably stuff that was actually on my mind, you know, on the day that I wrote the song. So yeah, so I have that. So, and that's why, another reason why, you know, music is so good, because I get to put it in a song and then just forget about it for a little while. So.
I know that's right, because that song right there was speaking to me from, like, previous experience that I've had, and I was just like, whoa. I really thought I was the only one to feel this way, because sometimes, you know, you don't realize it within your regular day. You think it's unheard of that, you know, you're dealing with that exact same, you know, situation with somebody. So I thought it was pretty cool. It was like, oh, I'm not alone.
Yeah, well, that's what I love about music, you know, because I think day to day, you know, this 21st century life can be quite, you can be quite detached, you know, with, like, obviously you speak to people on social media, and, you know, you may not see them as much as you would, you know, in years gone by. So it's like, it can be quite I don't want to say lonely life, but it can be quite a sort of lone. You can be, you know, you find yourself in your own company a lot these days, or I do personally. So I always think it's nice when you listen to music, and it's obviously someone you've never met, someone you don't know, and you can hear them going through the same thing, or, you know, having been through a situation. That just makes me feel, you know, connected to the rest of the world. So
definitely. And now, still talking about that concept of being alone, just that whole Alone Together EP, like, how did you feel about, you know, the great response to it? Because, I mean, it was great. I mean, I was just listening to it before we got on the phone. I was just like, woo! It's everything.
Oh, thank you, man. I was really amazed, to be honest, because, you know, that was my first official release. Before that, I just had a mixtape, the Those Who Wait mixtape, which was like my first. It was a free mixtape as well, so it was the first thing I ever put out, and that was literally, you know, I had no expectations. It was just like, I wanted to put some music out. I wanted people to hear me, you know, and so with the EP, the success of the mixtape, you know, did so well. It got me signed in the States, and then so basically what I wanted to do with the EP was kind of take the best parts of the mixtape and then bring a couple of new things from the album, and then just, you know, put it together. So yeah, and it kind of took on a life of its own, because I was the most of the time I was actually in London. I only got to do a couple of months of, like, promo in the States over the year. So
wow.
It was amazing for me to see it kind of just, you know, take on a life of its own, and people really embrace the music. So that's why I'm looking forward to being able to come back to the States now and spend some real time and do the tour and see people,
Definitely. And let's talk about the tour, because you're getting ready, going tour November, right?
Yeah, a couple of weeks.
Wow, rather quick. Rather quick.
Yeah.
Tell me what everybody can expect from this tour when they come out and see it, because I got to see you in Philly and New York, so I'm gonna be there.
Yeah, please do come. I just want to say, first of all, I just want to say hello and thank you, to everyone. I feel like I'm, definitely delayed in doing that because I haven't been able to tour up until now. So it's, I can't wait to just meet everyone in person and then just, it's just going to be a good night. I always try and bring it with my performance and my vocals, and my band are, really excited to bring the new set from the band. And I don't know if you follow any of my stuff on YouTube. I always I like to do a little cover song here and there. So I'm gonna throw a few of those in. People always seem to enjoy those. So yeah, and I just can't wait to bring people the songs they know and then show them the next step and where the album's going and things like that. So and you never know, there may be some special guests.
Like Marsha, possibly.
You never know. You
know what? I'm going to speak it into existence, Marsha. I'm going to speak it into existence because I feel like
let's do it.
One of those dates, it's got to happen.
Yeah. Let's manifest that happening.
Definitely. So now, will you be previewing some tracks from the your album on the tour?
What's that? Yeah, definitely. I think this tour, I'm definitely going to do a few songs from the album, but I think this tour is more about, I want to definitely give people the songs they know, because people have waited a while for me to come, so I don't want to miss any songs off just because I've moved on. I know people will want to hear certain things, so I'm going to, but that's what's great about it, I've already, even though it was a mixtape, I've already got like an album's worth of material, so it's like, I can definitely, it'll be a nice, healthy length, show. The length of the show will be nice, and I think people will feel like they've got enough for their money.
Definitely. Even if you were to do like 24 songs or 10 songs, people would still get their money's worth because you're a real artist with real pipes. You know what I'm saying? So I think either way you wanted to go about it, if you said, you know what, we're going to do 3 songs here from the mixtape, we're going to do 5 from the EP, we're going to do the rest from the albums like that, people are still going to be like, wow, like this was great.
I hope so, because, the thing is, I always try and put the set together, I try and pick some that are just, that people can relate to, and I'm not going to I'm not going to come to a show and do like 10 songs that nobody knows. So, so I'll definitely, but I'm excited to let people hear a little bit from the album, and then hopefully maybe like sort of springtime next year I'll come back and, give the full, thing. But this will be a special tour because it will be very intimate, and it'll be really a good chance to actually connect, and before we kind of scale things up.
Definitely. Intimate is always good. So you're saying that the album will be out probably next spring?
Yeah, the album should be, well, we're aiming for January. The way things sometimes go, the way things go, it could end up February, but we're definitely, I'm pushing for January because, I want it, I want to bring it in the, in the new year. So, but yeah, it'll definitely be early next year.
Nice. Yeah, like, what's the concept of it, or is it still kind of panning out?
No, it's all done, it's all kind of mixed and mastered and delivered, and it's called Days and Nights, and in the most simple way, it is literally, I call it that because it's my days and nights, my life over the last couple of years, and I guess the thing I've noticed when I actually lined up all the songs and I was like, there it is, it's actually it's a lot more personal and revealing than I thought it would be,
Right.
Because every time I write a song, I always, obviously, I'm trying to communicate something that I've been through, something honest, something that says something about me. But then you don't realize that when you do that, you do that a lot of times, and then you line them all up, and it's like, wow, this is like my diary, you know. It's like I'm letting people in. So so that was kind of strange for me to actually realize that. But yeah, it's a very honest record, and in terms of like musical influences, you know, it's always gonna have soul at the core, you know, for me, because that's just what I feel. But then you know, I always, production-wise and the sound of it, you know, I try and keep it interesting and make it almost like a little bit futuristic, you know, just try and because a lot of people think of soul as being something from the, you know, that has a feel from the past, which is good, and it definitely has a throwback feel. But I'm all about kind of pushing the sound a little bit and doing something that, you know, kind of carries the sound on rather than you know, resting on what people know.
Definitely. That they tend to get, you know, soul confused. They don't think that soul can get a little bit edgy too. So
yeah.
I totally hear you on that. I'm just looking forward to really hearing the album, seeing the tour, you know, because I'm gonna come out New York and Philly. He's got my word on that.
Yeah. Okay. I'll be checking for you.
Yeah,
I can't wait, man. Because you know, I mean, I've you know, all the reaction online. You know, I can tell people are just. I know, because I know it's been a while, and you know, people. I can feel the, you know, the love from the fans. So I know, you know, it's gonna be a good night, definitely.
Yeah, because I mean, people like you said online, they're really excited. Like I was just going through your app replies and just typing in your name. People are like ready. Like I have a friend. Yeah. It was like they told me to get you on the show, and she's like so pumped and ready. She's like, oh my gosh, I'm just like, she's like so speechless.
Yeah. No, it's good. I love that. You know, that makes me really excited. It just makes me want to bring it even more. So
definitely, Daly, thank you so much for this interview. I really do appreciate it again.
No, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Anytime. So, real quick, tell all the fans where, you know, who aren't so familiar with you, tell them where they can follow you and where they can get your singles at.
Okay. Yep. Well, obviously, I'm on Twitter, which is Daly Music, DALEY Music. Facebook is Daly Official. Instagram, Daly Music, and obviously on iTunes, Amazon. If you want to do the right thing and purchase the music, which I always appreciate. Yeah, and just holler at me. You know, I'm always online. So
you got to say that again. Do the right thing and purchase the music. I like that.
Do the honorable thing.
Because people be flexing like they be buying it. I'm like, no, you don't. I'm the only one that does it.
I know. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, you know, the music industry is a crazy place. But, you know, obviously, I like to remind people, as much as they, you know, support an artist, you know, like tours, you know, people doing tours, that doesn't happen for free. You know, I really appreciate the support, you know, when people buy the records. So it means a lot.
Definitely. Well, Daly, look out for a tweet from me so that we can, you know, connect and stuff like that. It's going to be from Mr. D Rockstar. Woo.
Okay.
Cool. So definitely. Thanks so much again.
Yes, thanks a lot, man.
No problem.